When the grid collapses, the city does not fall evenly. Some districts glow with power, while others sink into darkness, revealing an invisible infrastructure divide most people never knew existed. This difference is not random failure, it is engineered separation. Systems designed to disconnect from instability activate instantly, isolating sections of the city from total systemic collapse. Microgrids are localized energy systems capable of operating independently. When central transmission fails, they isolate, stabilize internally, and continue supplying electricity to prioritized facilities. Most citizens assume the grid is one unified machine. In reality, it is layered networks of generation, transmission corridors, substations, and distribution nodes. Protective relays monitor frequency and voltage. When instability spreads, automated breakers trip within milliseconds to prevent catastrophic transformer damage. This intentional separation prevents nationwide collapse, but creates uneven survival zones, leaving residential districts exposed while critical facilities remain energized. Hospitals, military installations, data centers, and financial exchanges often operate on hardened microgrids with backup generation and fuel reserves. Meanwhile, apartment blocks and small businesses rely entirely on centralized high-voltage transmission lines, vulnerable to cascading failure. When transmission corridors trip offline, restoration follows priority algorithms based on system stability, not population density. The misunderstanding is believing repair crews restore power evenly. In reality, they stabilize generation hubs first, then transmission arteries. Generation plants must synchronize frequency before reconnecting to wider networks. If imbalance remains, reconnection risks triggering another cascade across already weakened transmission lines. Frequency stability is invisible to the public, yet it determines whether electricity flows safely or fractures again under unstable load. Microgrids operate with localized balancing. Solar arrays, battery storage, and diesel generators stabilize demand within contained zones. These systems island themselves automatically when central grid frequency drifts beyond protective thresholds. Residential feeders lack this resilience. Once disconnected, they depend entirely on external restoration sequencing. During prolonged outages, fuel logistics determine microgrid endurance. Backup generators require continuous diesel resupply. If supply chains fail, even hardened energy islands eventually dim. The divide widens over time. Energy concentrates around strategic infrastructure, while outer districts stagnate in darkness. Communication networks often co-locate within powered districts, reinforcing informational advantage for those zones. Without communication, dark districts lose coordination, accelerating economic and social instability. Water pumping stations connected to powered zones maintain pressure longer than isolated neighborhoods. Pressure imbalance creates uneven sanitation risks across the city. Financial systems within energized sectors continue limited transactions, preserving commercial flow. Outside those sectors, cash shortages and electronic failure freeze small businesses instantly. Transportation corridors near powered hubs receive traffic signal restoration first. Peripheral roads remain chaotic, increasing accident risk and limiting safe mobility. Data centers protected by microgrids maintain cloud operations, sustaining digital infrastructure continuity. Yet residential internet nodes collapse quickly without local backup power. Restoration timelines prioritize stabilizing transmission arteries before neighborhood feeders. That sequencing leaves smaller districts waiting hours, sometimes days. Urban resilience depends on proximity to critical infrastructure clusters. Those unaware of infrastructure geography miscalculate their vulnerability.
Prepared households reduce dependency through stored water, backup lighting, and communication discipline. Battery conservation extends informational access during prolonged separation. Fuel assessment determines mobility decisions before congestion forms. Early relocation toward stable zones requires timing before traffic density spikes. Late movement increases exposure and reduces options. Security perception shifts when lighting disappears from outer districts. Mechanical locks and low light signature become essential protective measures. Psychological stability prevents impulsive decisions driven by incomplete information. Energy islands represent engineered resilience, not favoritism or conspiracy. Understanding system hierarchy converts fear into calculated preparation. Infrastructure divides reveal dependency layers hidden during normal operation. Early conservation preserves optionality during uncertain restoration timelines. Waiting without preparation narrows survival margins quickly. Observation reveals which districts regain light first. Mapping those patterns improves future positioning decisions. Energy resilience is geographic. Know your proximity. Prepared individuals adapt faster than infrastructure restores. Power does not guarantee survival. Awareness, timing, and reduced dependency define resilience when the grid divides and only part of the city remains alive.